All right, guys, we are live. Okay. I'm gonna do a couple of shout outs and I'll be right back. Only because I gotta find out where my members are. I don't know where they are, and this show is supposed to be done with members. I mean, I could say what I have to say, but I wanted their input. If not, I just have to, put it for another time, and I don't want to do that. So, let's say who's in here. Andre, what's up? Always first. Uh, Don, Dragon, uh, Billbat, Macho Champ. Yeah, so just give me like 2 minutes, chat among yourselves. It may not even be 2 minutes. Just give me a second, because let me see if I can find these guys. All right, that way we can get started on the podcast. All right. So give me a minute, guys. All right, guys, I'm back. I apologize for that. I'm still waiting on my guest that was supposed to be here to do this with me. Uh, all I could say, if we can wait one more minute and see what happens. You know what I'm saying. And I do apologize for this. I don't know what's going on. I spoke with them earlier. So let's see if it. Let me just. Oh, hello,
Yellow.
hello.
Can you hear me?
Uh, I can hear you.
All right, I can hear you too. Awesome.
Okay, what's up?
It just took me a little while to get all this, get my computer to accept my mic.
Oh, okay. So when it gets, I wasn't sure if you guys were going to show up. We were supposed to have somebody else, but he may be on the way. I know he had problems with his computer before, but I thought he got it fixed. So yeah. So how you doing, Fist?
Not bad, not bad. Been a busy ass Saturday, but about to
Just so
enjoy the
you,
rest of it talking about fighting games.
okay. Just so you know, we are live.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. I wasn't sure. You popped in so fast. I wasn't sure if you knew. But they're patient. They're waiting. They were waiting for
My
you
bad,
guys to
stream
show up.
chat.
He had his errands to do. Let me stop.
Yeah, it's a
All right.
long story about. Yeah, I'd rather not go into
No,
it.
no. We don't have to do that. So why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to the chat before we get started?
Anyways, I am Fist of Sage, your resident South Jersey Tekken player who's also playing King of Fighters 14 at the moment.
That's it.
Yeah, that's about it.
Okay. Okay. So
I'm also Iron Man.
he's also Iron Man. Okay. So first off, okay, I want to start it off by saying I usually announce myself like this, but you guys kind of screw it up, when I say I'm live. And, I am TTFP, aka the female Mike Ross. Welcome to Pro Talk 2.0. That's what I wanted to say when we start. Okay, but I'm saying it anyway. The heck with it. Yeah, the first official podcast that was Pro Talk was also with Fist, and it went bad. I mean, not us. We had a lot of technical difficulties
Yo,
using
fuck
Discord. Do you remember that day? How long did it take us to even try to go live?
All that headache for all that lag, like
it wasn't even that. It wasn't even that. We kept getting the lag, the disconnections. We finally went to PlayStation. It did a stream on PlayStation because Discord was messed up. But guys, I'm happy to say and tell y'all that I'm back on. I'm on SteamYard. Okay. And this episode will go a lot more smoothly. Okay. And we did the introductions already. Hopefully voice can make it. Let's see, who do we got?
smoother than the Doctor Doom TAC combos that you see all the time.
Yeah, let's please. Because poor Fist, I felt so bad. The first time we were going to do something like that together, and it just did not want to work. I mean, I felt, but he hung in there. He said, let's just try this again. Let's try it. He hung in there.
Hey, we was gonna make this work no matter what.
We did. We went somewhere else, but we did. We still got it off. Okay, who else we got here? Camel Wheel, Lamont, and Enzo. What's up? Thank you guys for being patient. We appreciate that. Okay, and waiting. But you know what?
Everyone?
We're going to get into our first topic. Okay. And the first topic is old fighting games versus new fighting games. Now, the most important aspect about this topic is what made old fighting games good and what improvements did new fighting games bring to the world of fighting games. And we're going to get into some real good fighting game shit tonight. All right. So if you're a fighting game person, I think you're going to love this episode. Okay. Jamal, what's up? Support, what's up? I'm going to break this down for the people that play fighting games and truly keep up with fighting game mechanics. Okay. The evolution of fighting games can honestly be broken down by three different games, I would say. Okay. And those games to me would be Street Fighter 2, Samurai Showdown, and Virtual Fighters. Okay, now I'm going to tell you why I think this. Okay, Street Fighter 2 because it simplified the way 2D fighting games played across the board. It introduced a proper 6-button fighting system that other games don't do at this time. Okay, didn't do at that time. Okay, and it also introduced an iconic roster of characters. Okay, in Street Fighter 2, you had your choice of 8 different fighters that represented 8 different countries in the world, and they all had their own personalities, and that was the blueprint. Okay, for it. Now, Samurai Showdown, basically because it was really the first functional weapon-based fighting game, again, with iconic cast of characters. Now, and of course, then, like I said, we had Virtual Fighters because it also set the blueprint for 3D fighting games across the board. Tekken is more flashy and has a higher impact with more memorable characters and sound design. But Virtual Fighters was much more technical and to the point of how a 3D fighter should function overall. And to be honest, Tekken to me is it's like a 2D fighter with 3D graphics and some sidestepping. Okay, I would say Virtual Fighters functions more as a 3D fighter, even though Soul Calibur does it better than both. Okay, now with that said, okay, the topic, old fighters versus new fighter games. I'm going to, ask Fist. Sorry about that.
Fish. Damn,
Well,
was that a Freudian slip or something? No, I'm just kidding.
no, actually, I was thinking of
Saying I had tuna for lunch? Is that?
no, I was thinking of fish that I wanted to eat, but I don't have it right now, so I didn't get a chance to go to the store to get it. So, anyway, yeah, I'm gonna, let you guys talk and share, your thoughts on, old fighting games versus new fighting games. Then I'm gonna, then after you speak, and if Legend gets here and he speaks, I'm gonna share my thoughts completely about the topic. So go ahead. I'm gonna let you go. Go for it, Fist.
All right, so definitely Street Fighter 2 is basically the template that every fighting game after that has basically used in some way, shape, or form. I always tell people, if you want to get into fighting games, play Super Turbo. If you can get good at Super Turbo, you can pretty much get good at any fighting game. Now, also, Virtual Fighter, I would say, yes, Virtual Fighter set the template, and it's a template that all 3D fighters in some way, shape, or form also, support gaming. Yeah, like Virtual Fighter, it was revolutionary, and honestly, I think it's underrated, and it needs to make a fucking comeback. And I'm just praying that Sega will somehow do something and bring that back to current gen. But yeah, honestly, I would just say Street Fighter 2, Virtual Fighter, and honestly, Third Strike would be another game that kind of set the tone for things, where you now have these EX moves that like every fighter has nowadays. That practically all started with Third Strike, honestly, in my opinion. Art of Fighting. Oh my gosh, Art of Fighting. I used to play that game to death back when I was a kid. But yeah, it's pretty much it for me. Like Tekken, honestly, it's my favorite. It's the flashier game. It's an easier game to get into than Virtual Fighter. But yeah, I will agree that like as far as like 3D fighting games are concerned, like Virtual Fighter remains the top for me.
Okay. Now for me, I got a little more to say about this. I mean, I just mentioned those as examples, but to me, old fighting games, okay, had better content overall, especially when compared to new fighting games. You don't, you didn't have DLC, okay, or legendary characters being sold to you. Old fighting games also had better content when it came to including a background for each character, a theme for each character. Older fighting games really nailed giving you characters with character. Okay, with character. Okay, I feel that I feel that current fighting games are just functions rather than a character with a unique style and background. Okay, and that's when I have to bring up games like Street Fighter 2 and Fatal Fury and Tekken. Okay, these games defined character. Okay, like Ryu, people say Ryu, so I'm gonna say both ways. E Honda are from Japan, but they are completely different characters. Just because they're from the same place, they're still two completely different characters. Okay, they're not similar at all. Okay, in style or anything. And some other fighting games now, they can be from the same country, but they have something similar in their fighting styles. They're not completely unique all the time. Okay, I also feel that older fighting games have a lot more to discover when it comes to tech. Okay, because keep in mind that even 10 years ago in the FGC, we didn't have tech videos and frame data like we do now. You know, now we understand what's plus on block and what's unsafe or safe. We understand matchups a lot more than back these days now than back, because older fighting games could have a deep fighting system, but in the way we grew up playing them wasn't as technical as now. Okay, so I give the seventh and eighth generation of fighting games a huge edge when it comes to that. Okay, I also will say that developers are able to fix things wrong with fighting games now. Well, they say they do, but I think sometimes they screw it up. But that's besides the point. Whereas older fighting games, we just had to deal with them. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't, there wasn't any balancing until a new game came out. You just dealt with it, okay? And that's when I think about Tekken 7 and how balanced it is as a game. Tekken 5 is my favorite Tekken game, but Tekken 7 is a lot more balanced, okay? I mean, there's a lot of things you could talk about when it comes to old games and new games and comparisons. Did you say something?
Oh, hello?
Did you say something?
I didn't know if it was my turn or not.
Oh, no, you could jump in. I'll go ahead. You could go by what I just said, and and I'll jump in after that with my other thoughts.
All right. Now, as far as like content and characters are concerned, especially with like DLC and stuff, like you kind of still had that stuff with the old school games. It's just that you would get like another more recent release of that fighting game. Like how many different iterations of Street Fighter 2 did we have? Or even like back with like some of the old I think like some of the older like Marvel fighting games, basically what would happen is it would release in an arcade would have like an initial version of that game, and then later on that would get replaced with like a more recent version of that Marvel game with even more characters, and until the final version, which is usually what gets released on consoles. So you still kind of had that same thing back then, just in a different way.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. You had to wait for the next version to come out in order to get those characters, where now they're downloadable or you pay for them or whatever. It's a little different. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to buy another game. Sometimes the newer games may add other characters, but sometimes you always get them all at one time, where you had your characters back then until the next version came out.
Yeah, but you still had to buy the next version though. Like and today, like I guess I feel like today's like season pass is is like the modern iteration of getting that new game, you know?
Okay. I see what you're
And
saying.
yeah. And also as far as like finding out tech, I'd say like the tech is also more or less the same. I mean, it used to be a lot cheaper. I mean, it used to be a lot cheaper and more dangerous back then than it is today, in my opinion. But like with tech, I think it I think there's like the same amount of tech that you can find with these new fighting games as you did back then. It's just that the information flow was a lot slower back then because you didn't have, like you said, you didn't have internet or you didn't have that much of a word of mouth like in order to spread this info around to even know what frame data itself was. So I'd say it's still the same. It's just it's a lot more accessible now.
Yeah,
And
that's what I was
honest,
saying. Yeah, you didn't know at that time. Now we do because it's what we found out. You can go look it up. You could do whatever. It's there.
oh yeah. Honestly, I think that's a plus for me. Like especially for me when I like barely have time to play games like I wanted to before. I can just kind of look things up, see what the important stuff is, dissect it, practice that instead of having to spend like hours and days that I don't have. And like for me that's just like more of a plus for me. And one thing that I love about like modern fighting games as opposed to older fighting games is like they have a much better training mode. Like if you want to be able to like get better at fighting games, especially if you don't have anybody to play with, like you can do a good amount of it on your own, honestly. You don't exactly have to like to get past the very like lower level entry points at the very least. You don't really need like a training partner for that. You have like usually have like an in-game tutorial or videos online that can like kind of highlight stuff for you. And if you have like a good understanding of like fighting game fundamentals, you can kind of just teach yourself to get good at stuff. Kind of like what I'm doing with KOF 14 right now.
Yeah, that's true though. If you like what you just said, if you have good fundamentals about a game, you can teach yourself. You really can. But for those who are having a hard time with that, like Fist said, you can actually go and do tutorials. You could look things up online, watch videos on a particular character you may be interested in or characters, um, and things of that nature. Yes, you can. So, well, I'm going to go on a little further, and then you can just jump in whenever you want, Fist.
All right.
Like when I was talking about Tekken, I'm going to take it a step a little further because as much as I respect what fighting games do now, one thing I do not respect is how new fighting games treat rosters. Okay. A good example is Tekken. They sold us a legacy characters. They took they took out a lot of characters and more of the unique characters in favor of characters that are easy to use. Okay. Just easy to use. Okay. And Tekken 7 overall may only have a handful of characters that you really need to learn or that really take effort to play with. Okay. For example, like Master Raven, Gigas, Kuma, and Panda Chan. Okay. I also feel like fighting games mechanics are really dumbed down these days because I don't know, they're more I guess because they're more popular than they were before. Okay. And I think that's why they dumbed it down because fighting games have gotten a lot more popular from when we grew up. Okay. Now, Street Fighter 5 has to be the worst Street Fighter game to date, just based on dumbing down the formula. Uh, you don't have proximity normals. Okay. You have too much comeback mechanics. Capcom doesn't focus on netcode. Okay. There's
Oh yeah. Like
there's way too much wrong with the Street Fighter 5,
oh yeah.
but you'll always see it see it as one of the biggest games at Evo. That's a lot to me. That's a lot to say about the gaming community. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Like
Like,
yeah, like with Street Fighter 5, like I agree, like the overemphasis, like honestly, to me, comeback mechanics aren't exactly the problem, but just how good those comeback mechanics are, and that they can, to the point where it feels like your opponent just kind of got rewarded for getting their ass beat for like most of the round. Yeah,
exactly.
it's like, oh, your opponent has your opponent has a life lead, and you only have like 5% health left. Here you go. Here's a fucking super that just takes out their entire life lead. But
Yeah, and you had 95% left.
exactly.
That's what's great. And the other thing they did was they kept buffing this character, nerfing this character, they kept constantly changing it. And then they got some that are way overpowered and some that are way underpowered. And that's wrong. That's why I just said that. I said, fuck that goddamn game. I can't do that shit no more. Because they just couldn't keep to, the basics of Street Fighter. They had to go play around with it. And every time a patch came out, as soon as the patch came out, I was like, oh, now what are they changing? What are they doing? Who they buffing? Who they nerfing? What are they doing? I used to get crazy about that, and I just got tired. I just forget it. I just can't do it. I just
And
can't do
then
it.
watching them nerf Alex over and over and over again. Yeah,
Mhm.
I wanted to main Alex in like when season 2 came out, and I found out he was nerfed. I'm just like, all right, I'm not playing this anymore.
You can't, because they were nerfing a lot of people that didn't need to be nerfed.
Exactly.
And they were buffing up more people that didn't need to be buffed anymore. They should have been nerfed. And actually, in my opinion, originally, I mean, there was some problems with the game in the beginning. Of course, we all know that.
Yeah.
But they should have stopped all those changes of the characters, because they made the characters worse than what they are.
Yeah, like knee-jerk reaction, rebalancing is something I just don't fucking get. Like, at least that's why I'm glad, like, at least with games like Tekken, they'll wait like a good year at least before any like rebalancing happens. But like one thing that was like annoying the hell out of me was just, oh, somebody complained about this character being too strong, even though nobody really like figured out what the weaknesses of that strength were, and then all of a sudden, oh, he actually wasn't that strong, but we nerfed him anyway. Good luck.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I couldn't stand that. I go pick up. I'm trying. I can't even think of a character off the top of my head, but I would play with this character. I just remember one day I was playing, and I was like, "What the hell happened to the goddamn character?" Wait a minute. Stuff wasn't coming off, or the damage was twice as less, and I'm like, it's hard enough to get that move off to begin with, and you're going to take away some of the damage on it. So, which means if I want to play with this character, I got to fight 10 times harder than somebody playing with this character, because you just nerfed the shit out of this one.
Yeah, and
Come on.
another thing that I that kind of irritates me about modern fighting games is the mindset of some of the players. Sometimes, like some people get like, if they have a character that was like super OP, and the moment any kind of nerf happens, even if that character is still strong, they just drop that character immediately and go to the next easy mode like OP character, like Dragon, like season 2 Dragunov in Tekken, for example. Like, I felt he was still like a really strong character, but because he wasn't like brain dead strong, everyone's like, oh, he's dead now.
But you know what's funny? When it comes to fighting games, one thing I don't pick like characters that everybody else would pick because they think they're the strongest and the easiest to use.
Yeah.
I try to learn characters that other people won't take the time to learn, that may have, a lower health bar or something. And that some of their moves are harder to get off.
Yeah.
And people won't use those characters. You'll see them using the same damn character. And I'm like, do I got to fight another one of these? Do I got to fight another one of these? I mean, when I was on Street Fighter, Ken. I was like, God damn, I see another Ken or another, what's his name? Damn. I can see his
Rashid,
face.
Bison, Mika.
No,
which
Bison,
season are we talking?
Bison 5.
Yeah,
Not
which
Bison.
season of 5?
I don't know which one.
Oh, because like there would be like a different go-to character for each season. Like season 1, it was like Mika and
Gayu was one. I always had to fight a damn Gayu.
Oh yeah.
Come, oh Lord, here we go. You know, nobody ever switched up characters. Now I could be playing the same person. I'll use the same character, okay, and I would be like, okay, well, I want to switch my character here. I think they're going to switch characters, and they come back with the same one. Here I'm getting a different one. I still won a lot of the matches, but you know, I lost a couple because I wasn't familiar with the character. But hey, that's the way it goes. But you know, they would use the same one over and over again. So I'd say to myself, can you play with any other character? Seriously, can you try to pick another character? And they did, if they lost the one match, they'd be like, I'm going back to my character. Forget that. Nope. I'm going back to my character. No, can't do that.
Yeah, I think it depends on like what kind of a play session it's supposed to be like. Usually, like for example, whenever you and I play each other, if I'm just like learning the game, chances are I'm just gonna stick with one character, one set of characters, because I'm trying to learn everything like about like what the metagame's supposed to be like, how I'm supposed to be reacting to certain things, and like I don't want to have to rethink like, oh wait, what am I supposed to do with this character again? But if it's something that's like more relaxed and you know,
but Fitz, when we play though, and it's a game you just picked up, okay, you'll say, well, I'm slightly familiar with these guys, so I'm gonna start with them tonight only because I'm not familiar with the game. I just got the game. That's different. I'm talking about people who have been playing the game for a while. It's still no, come on now. You've had the game for 2 years. You still use the same character?
Yeah, I can't stand one-trick pony players either. Like I've been like in any fighting game that I play for a long time, like I'm all over the character select screen. Like even for Tekken, like I started off with Fang, then I went Josie, then I went Devil Jin, then I went back to Josie, then I decided I was going to pick Kazumi because she fit my play style the best, and then I originally started playing Anna because I wanted to learn the matchup, and I was like, you know what? I like this bitch. I'm going to use her too. So, yeah.
You almost made me choke. I was thirsty and I was drinking, and you almost had me choke. But yeah, I like to go to all the characters too. Main reason, even if they're not gonna be like my go-to characters or my favorites, I like to try a character because I want to see how they play. So that when I play against somebody that's using them, I already have an idea of their moves. You know, I'll find their basic moves that are easy to get off and the damage, and I'll be like, okay. And then when I see somebody come out and start with that move, I'll be, here we go. We got a spammer. We got somebody just going to spam like 3 moves and that's it, you know, but at least you know.
Yeah.
If you get you know, you don't have to use every character, but try to learn a little bit about each character. So when you have to go against them, you know what you're up against.
Exactly.
And that's what I try to tell people when they get into fighting games or how to get better at fighting games. I said, you got to learn a little bit about each character. You could pick your favorites. Yeah. That's not a problem. You know, some people have like 2 or 3, at least 3 go-tos, okay, out of a roster. But learn the other characters, somewhat about the other characters. And you just go to practice and learn the moves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and honestly, if you want to get good at any fighting game, you basically are going to have to pick every character just so you know the matchup, you know, just so you're familiar with the matchup, just so you understand their frames. Like at some point, even if you're just pushing buttons with them in practice mode, like you need to do it.
Yeah. Now the other thing I wanted to say about the old versus the new and all that, you know, I feel like the old versus the new fighting games argument that when people argue about boils down to people forgetting about longevity also in a game. Okay, they don't. Games like Street Fighter 3 and King of Fighters age gracefully. They really did. Okay, a lot of fighting games this gen were dead on arrival, and you know that, Fist. Some of them were dead on
Fighting
arrival.
EX Layer.
All right, yeah, we can go there. Let's see who else. We got Blade Strangers, Blaze Blue, Skullgirls, even even Mortal Kombat 11, a game that changed in a good way, but it's still taking a backseat to many other games. Okay, and it's made a change for the good. So I understand that. I think there are a lot of a number of older fighting games that we wish we had multiplayer right now. Okay, especially the older ones. And then and that just says it all to me. Newer fighting games, newer mechanics, better balancing, but there's a big but in there, but a lot of bullshit. Okay, older fighting games just good on their own, but could still use some tweaking. See, so I'm not giving credit, bad or good credit to either one. I'm just saying, the old games could use some tweaking. They're old. What do you expect? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but the only thing is, like I said, with the newer games, newer mechanics and better balancing, but there's always a lot of bullshit when a new fighting game comes out. And I ain't even talking about fighting games. Excuse me. I ain't even talking about fighting games. Get other games. Okay. A lot of tweaking needs to be done. A lot of patches, a lot of this, a lot of that. Look at MBK. 2K. NBA 2K. I mean, that shit, I'm not buying another one again until I know all the patches are there and it's all fixed. I mean, the first time I plugged in, I couldn't even go to my apartment, my flat. It would knock me out the game. It would just poop, crash. Oh, you son of a bitch. I thought maybe it was just a one time. I went back and did it again. It did it again to me. I said, fucking, I ain't going up there. I don't need to sleep. I'll sleep in the park. You know what I'm saying?
But I'll just do that. I'll just play ball in real life. Fuck this.
Yeah. Fuck, I ain't going up there. I'll just sleep in the park on the bed. But that's the worst thing. They should put some benches out there so when they do have patches that need to be done, at least you can go relax on the bench. In the park. But you get what I'm saying? I mean, it's not just fighting games, but we're talking about fighting games. I just brought that as an example, but there's always more patches now. There's always, always wonky mechanics and bullshit that goes along with the newer ones. I just wish the developers would take more time when it comes, especially since I love fighters with fighting games. If you have to delay it, I don't care. Delay it. Just delay it for me. Don't, make it to where people can't. It's not fun to play it. Put it that way. It's no fun to play it. Who else do we got in here? Who popped in here? Oh, Brady Cush, Cyber Dragon. What's up, Cyber? What's that? Can't even see that. Kyo Shade. And we also got Homer Simpson in here. What's up, Homer? But yeah, I mean, do you want to add anything else to the old versus the new?
Honestly, old games definitely had their own share of bullshit when they came out too. Like, for example, hey, let's go with Street Fighter again. Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition Bison that had the oh god. All right. Computer almost shut down on me. Yes, Champion Edition Bison, which had like basically he had a true 50-50 where even the person using him doesn't know which side Bison's going to do like a wake up an Okazemi Psycho Crusher on you after getting like a hard knockdown. Like and plus there are there are a ton of like old school fighting games as well.
But I said though they need tweaking.
Yeah,
I did say that. I mean, neither one of them are right, but I just feel like you have more bullshit with the newer ones than you have with the older ones. when
I
it
feel
comes.
like it just feels like it's more because we get to like address it directly as
Okay,
opposed to back then where we just had to just
deal
deal
with
with
it.
it.
Yeah, but you could be right. Maybe that is the thing. I don't know. I just feel like, yeah, but I don't know. I just feel like there's more tweaking that needs to be done to the newer games than it was to the older games. They did need tweaking, yes, absolutely, without a doubt.
Yeah.
But I just feel like they need more now than they did then, and that shouldn't be. You know why? With the technology we have today, compared to when these other games came out, we're way far advanced. I mean, that should not be happening. You know what I'm saying? As
All
often
right.
as it does with newer ones. I understand the older ones because it was a different time. Technology wasn't the same. Mechanics wasn't the same. Graphics weren't the same. So yeah, those things, yeah, we just had to deal with it. But now we still have to deal with constant patches and uh, broken games coming out, fighting games coming out and dropping dead, on arrival, and that shouldn't be.
I mean, you're always going to have with the constant flood of fighting games that's coming out. There's going to be those games that just are dead on arrival, even though they're good games, but sometimes they just appeared at the wrong time, or the niche that they were going for is just playing something else. I mean, that's just going to happen,
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
unfortunately.
I agree with that. And what I was going to say about that is that's why when it comes to fighting games, the developers and what the console, they need to get together and release it at the right time.
Oh
You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? I agree with that. Sometimes there's too many at one time. Okay. Now me, I try to play all of them. I'll take, a day play this one, day play that one, day play the other one. I don't care because I love my fighters. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
But other people, what bothers me is that people who say they're fighting game enthusiasts, you find out that they only play like one game
Oh my god, that
or
was a huge.
two games, and that's what you see them play all the time. You don't see them
Yeah.
play and do other fighting games. So, and you can't call a game, and then say, oh, the other games are shit if you never tried them. That's the other thing I don't like about
Oh, that's facts. That is facts.
in gaming community today. And I'm just talking about in the fighting game community.
Yeah.
Y'all don't even play the game. Oh, that game is shit. How was it? You didn't even
How
play
can
it.
you?
How was it shit?
Exactly.
Because you saw somebody streaming it that couldn't play and got the ass whooped, so the game was shit. No, maybe it's the person you were watching that played like shit to make the game look like shit. You know what I mean? Give it
I
a
saw a
shot.
video on YouTube and the death combo and oh no.
But you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I hate that. I'll talk to a couple people and say, oh, they love fighting games. What fighting games you play? And I'll
Street
go
Fighter 5.
Street Fighter 5 or Tekken or Mortal Kombat. Those are the only three I generally hear. I don't hear people talking about any of the other fighting games that you and I talked about.
Oh
They don't
yeah.
even have no collections of Street Fighter or any of that. No, I don't have that. I don't want to play that shit. Oh, now it's shit. Wow. Okay. But you get what I'm saying. If
Oh
you're
yeah.
a fighting game enthusiast, you should have some sort of interest in most fighting games, not just one or two. To me, you're not an enthusiast then.
Exactly. Like this used to be honestly like this problem isn't as much of a problem now as it was like last generation of fighters back when like everybody only played Street Fighter 4. Oh my god! Like I remember being in the fucking
Yeah, I
Twitch
remember that.
chats defending every other fighting game, and everyone's just like, "Oh, which Street Fighter 4 coming on?" Which eventually turned into "When's Marbles?" And like, yeah, it's a pain in the ass. Like you can't. Like one of my favorite parts about watching tournaments is seeing the diversity of the game, seeing the diversity of the players. Di- um, the different nuances of each of the games that are employed. Uh, that's what I love. That's probably what I love most about watching tournaments. That was one of the things that got me hyped for watching Evo, and then seeing people in stream chat just being like, "Oh, fuck this game, fuck that game," just to like give themselves like a little little like ego boost or some shit. Like,
Yeah.
nah.
Yeah. See, I don't like this. I don't like that. So, I don't know if you want to add anything else. We have 2 other topics that we can do. If you're done with I think we kind of exhausted that a little bit. I think people get where we're coming from.
I do want to answer FGC Lords of Reddit's question. I think
Okay.
Dragon Ball Fighters is a great game, just not my kind of game. Like, I'm not really into Marvel type fighting games, but honestly, I love watching it, and I love like the amount of I guess the amount of detail you have to pay attention to, especially when you're on defense. So, I mean, that's all I got to say about it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So with that being said, let's move on to the second topic. And then of course, before we end, Fist, if you have any topics you want to bring up that I haven't brought up, you're welcome to have the floor.
All right. Sounds good.
Okay. I want to talk about, oh boy, neutral gamers, PC gamers, and Nintendo fanboys. Okay.
Oh, these
now,
faux neutrals? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I think you're gonna have fun with this one.
Also, fuck Smash.
What's up, Yoshida? Now I'm just going to put it out there, and I don't give a rat's ass who gets mad about what I say. I'm telling you right up front, I don't care. Okay, I don't care. When it comes to PC gaming, I don't care. I don't care for it. Okay, I ain't knocking y'all who care for it, but I don't care for it. I have not found a single PC game that would make me go out and buy a really good PC just to play. Okay, I see a lot of first-person games. I see a lot of multiplats. I see games like
boring ass RTS games.
Yeah, like League of Legends or War of Warcraft or what was that other one? Counter-Strike that I don't care for at all. Okay, now when it comes to Nintendo, again, I don't really care for Nintendo products like that or their games. I feel like Nintendo has the edge over PC when it comes to actually having some games. Okay, I would like to games that I would like to play. You know what I'm saying? Or have enjoyed playing when I did play. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Let me just check the chat real quick. I think some people just popped in. I'm trying to see out the side of my eye. Alex McGee, what's up? Lords of Reddit, what's up? Yeah. So, but Nintendo has seriously. They're seriously behind the times. They really are. Okay, they forget that we as the gaming community have grown up. Okay, we're not 5, 6, 7, 8 years old no more. We're not little kids, and anymore. Back when we were kids playing like Donkey Kong Country 2 and stuff like that, or back when the N64 was out. Back when the N64 was out, we went back when the N64 was out, we were still growing up. Okay, we were still growing up at that point. Okay, and Nintendo has already been around at that time. What, 2 or 3 generations before the N64 came out? Okay, with that idea. With that idea that the fan base I don't know, they still have the. I'm confusing myself here. No, because I'm talking too fast. That's the problem. My brain's trying to catch up my mouth. I do that at times.
The real life frame traps.
Yeah. No, I do that sometimes. I'm from the city, and we, they always talk fast. But it's the idea that, they act like the idea is that they were all still 5 years old children playing Mario Brothers for the first time. Okay, I feel like Nintendo as a company is out of touch. I really do. But before anyone reminds me about the console sales, the Wii U could have had the same sales as the Switch okay, if it had marketing that the Switch had. So don't come back at me with that bullshit, because it didn't have, the Wii U didn't have the same marketing and boast and commercials and all this shit that the Switch has. It could have had the same amount of sales. Okay, guys. So with that being said, it's nice to be able, it's nice to be able to take, your games on the go. But when I'm out shopping or doing chores that I got to do or whatever out there and other things, when do I have time to sit on a bench and play a Nintendo Switch game? I
Exactly.
don't. Okay. So you see what I'm saying, right? So the Nintendo Switch is a console built for kids. Kids will go to school, and these kids sneak them into school, and on their free time, okay, or if they're riding the bus back and forth to school, okay, they'll play the Switch, okay. Maybe some people have a Switch if they take public transportation or something, like if you live in a big city and you take the train, or something like that. But that's the only adult category I can see you actually doing it, you know. Um, or maybe if it's a family function, but if you have a family reunion, you're actually more interacting with your family than you are with your a game. Maybe the kids might get together and do that, but nobody else is. You know what I'm saying?
For real. Like, honestly, yeah. Like, when it comes to business practices, I honestly feel like Nintendo is behind the times, especially when it comes to their online services. When it comes to the fact that how they price their games.
I got a question, Fist. Do you have a TV on in the background?
No, it's just family.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No, it sounded like a TV actually. A TV in the background.
Just people talking in the background. Yeah, don't have my own place right now. But basically, intent. I do. I feel like Nintendo purposely chose to not grow up with its fan base. They're like, okay, those people are grown up now, but that's not what brought us here. So let's cater to whoever the new generation of kids growing up is going to be, and let's just focus on that market or something. And while I'm not knocking it, it's just not for me, and
That's what.
yeah.
No, go
I
ahead. Go ahead. I thought you were done. Go ahead.
Oh no, I got a fucking novel to talk about for this. Like, I felt this way ever since I was a teenager, and you know how when you're a teenager and you're watching wrestling and all these gaming commercials come on, and all the ones that came out for PS2 games, I'm just like, holy shit, this is the next step. Like, look at GTA 3, Final Fantasy 10. Max Payne back when it came out, and I'm just like, oh, shit. And then you look at what Nintendo was still doing, and it's just like Mario.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's it. But they should see. They got to realize something. You could still cater to the kids, okay?
Yeah.
But you may have people who rock with you the long way. You know what I'm saying? Don't leave them out too, because you're shooting yourself in the foot. Just make it, and then it's up to the parent, okay? If they're children, then it's up to the parent to make sure that they buy the right games for their child.
Oh yeah.
And censorship. They don't even want you to, play with your friends. You can't even, talk or whatever. That's crazy. But once again, when it comes to little kids, you're not their parent. It is up to the parent to do that, not you.
Yeah.
If the parent chooses to let them play that, well, then you know what? You ain't messed up. The parents messed up. They fucked up, not you. But you're also taking away the revenue you could have by putting certain games out there that I mean, you could have a thing on your console. If you're not 18, you can't play this game, and parents could put a restriction if you put that game in.
Yeah. Like,
And,
honestly,
and block them from playing it. The parents could put a ban on that.
exactly.
It's all easy. But if we want to enjoy this, let us enjoy it too. But I just can't. I just can't. I just can't. And it bugs me because I go back with Nintendo, and it really bugs me that they can't do that.
Yeah,
You know.
and like the thing with Nintendo like is like I love okay, I they want to aim for just a specific demographic, fine. Like for me, like fine, whatever. But then what I can't stand is how like if I myself as a consumer decide I want to go after games that treat me as the maturing person that I see myself as. Um, and then you have a whole other group of people that like get super pissy about it and act like that I don't know, I guess you sold out or you're a traitor or something just because you don't want to play the same games you've been playing since you were 5. Like that's part of the thing that gets under my skin, just acting like those games are still just as good for me as a young adult or an adult or a teenager about to become an adult, and it's better than the games that are actually geared towards growing teens, adults, young adults, and like older adults. And like that's the shit that gets under my skin, especially when you have like people acting like when you have people saying that Super Mario Odyssey made them cry, and then you're looking at other games like God of War, like Last of Us, like The Last Guardian, Horizon Zero Dawn, that are like pushing the boundaries, and they're being like downplayed just because my childhood. You know what I mean?
No, I actually do know what you mean. And like my nephew, right?
Yeah.
He wants, he has different consoles, right? My brother has every console in the house. But, everybody has their own, okay? Um and he's young. My nephew's young, okay?
Yeah.
And he says, he'll say, "Can I get this game?" He'll be like, "Hell no." Because he knows like he won't get him anything with nudity or stuff like that, mature stuff.
Of course.
Certain games he lets him play, but he said no, because they'll go and look at games or whatever, and he said, "I want this." No, why not? It's not fair. And then he'll talk about his older sister, whatever, or older brother, and he'll be like, "They're grown. They're grown. You ain't grown. You ain't getting it until you're grown."
Exactly.
And then you have a job, you bite yourself because they bite themselves. So there you go. That's the way he talks. He ain't no, my brother don't play like that. But he says no. I mean, it's up to the parent, or if you're not a parent, you're guardian, if something happened to the child's parent or whatever, it's up to you to do this right with the kids. It's not, that's what bugs me about Nintendo. They always want to be the parent. Well, you know what? Us grown ass people who would like to play some games on your console won't, because I'm grown. My mommy and daddy don't do that shit to me no more. I got my own place. I got my own shit. No, no, I control myself. And it's up to me to take what I learned from them to do what I got to do. But I'm not going to have Nintendo act like they're my daddy and mommy. I'm grown. No, I ain't doing that. That's what I have a problem with.
Yeah. But like, oh, sorry.
But no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
But yeah, like anyway, like back to the subject of like these fake neutrals though. See, okay, here's one thing.
I didn't finish my shit, but go ahead, because I knew you were. No, I knew you were going to get into it. I'm gonna let you rock. Go ahead.
All right.
Take care of it.
All right. So basically, a lot of us that come on to Twitter, a lot of us come come to Twitter for like gaming stuff. And some of us, me especially, like I came onto Twitter because I find the console wars amusing. To me, it's just entertainment. It's just, something to get like quick laughs and, maybe roast somebody. But some people like take this like too seriously, even though they won't admit that they take it too seriously. Like, to the point of like following people they can't stand, and which brings me to the point of these fake neutrals that like they will say they hate console wars, and then again they'll say they hate console wars, and then they'll follow somebody that does console war posts just so they can retweet and talk about how much they hate console wars. And it's just like, you're no different than we are. You're just as entertained by the shit as we are. And like, it honestly just gets under my skin a bit when I see it. It's like, you're being such a hypocrite about this. But usually they'll always be like this when it's to their benefit, like they're low key. It's like somebody watching a football game, but not telling everybody who they're cheering for, so they're just pretending they're cheering for everybody, but low key they are cheering for that one team because of that subtle way that they act. And you just see a lot of that on Twitter.
Sorry, voice. I mean, Fist.
You
there?
What happened? Yeah, I'm here.
Hello?
Hello? I'm here. Can you hear me?
Can y'all hear me?
Did something happen again?
I think his computer, maybe he knocked out his computer. What happened to your Fist?
Oh, no.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, shit.
Hold on a second. Fist, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, I couldn't hear you a second ago.
Oh, okay. All right.
No, I sorry. I had to step away for a quick second, so I do apologize. And then I couldn't hear you.
Oh my
So I
God!
was
Was I just talking to myself for 5 minutes?
No, not for a whole 5 minutes. For a little bit towards the end, and I was like, "Where'd he go?" But I remember you said you almost turned off your computer before, so I was like, "Oh shit! Don't tell me he turned off his computer." It was me. I did. I leaned on my mic.
All right.
Because I have an adjustment thing on there that I could hear people higher or lower depending on how high they talk.
Gotcha.
Plus or minus, and I must have accidentally pushed the minus.
But
so
yeah.
I kind of muted your ass.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
Anyways.
But yeah. I'm sorry.
And now, like, I love me some console war stuff. And, those of you that know me on Twitter know that I'm Team PlayStation. And honestly, like, there's nothing wrong. It's like with sports teams where you declare like which team you're cheering for. There is nothing wrong with that. And I would actually appreciate it more when people do let you know what team they're on versus pretending that they're just some, as Porter Rock would call it, a kumbaya gamer, when low key they are chanting, they are cheering either for or against a certain company, a certain system, hoping that it fails or something. But I don't know. I just can't see that.
You're right, though, but that's for any product that's out there. I don't care whether it's a TV. I don't care whether it's a computer. I don't care whether it's a console system, a type of car. Somebody has a preference in a type of vehicle they want, a type of house they have. It's everything. Before we continue, let me do some shout outs because I almost forgot to do these. They were rolling through my screen and I have to go back now. Hold on. What do we have? Stardust, Jose Sanchez, Ian, Spartan God, Clifton Milkman, and Soul Scorch. What's up? Thank you guys for coming by. I appreciate it. Hold on. Let me do something else. London Broil said you don't know Nintendo. Who don't? Me or Sage? If you're talking about me,
We
yeah, we
grew up
do.
on Nintendo.
Yeah, I grew up on
My
Nintendo, and I
first
also
game was
have,
Contra for the NES. Like,
and I also have all of them except the Switch. So don't even go there. I do know Nintendo. I even actually still have two GameCubes, a gray one and a purple one.
I remember what the schoolyard was like during the Sega versus NES, Sega versus Nintendo console war going on. Like, me, I was kind of a team Sega at the time, but I was enjoying what Nintendo was bringing as well, simply because I had friends that had both systems, so I was just playing them both. But yeah,
No,
I've been around.
but I'm wondering what he means by this because we do know Nintendo. Okay, we've grown up with Nintendo, and not only that, all we want them to do is change one thing currently, which is stop trying to act like our parents and let us have some online shit that we need to do or want to do or whatever. There's nothing wrong with that. That's not knowing a company. We know that they don't allow us to do this. We know they're trying to be our mommy and daddy. There are some games I'd like to play, but I ain't buying it just to play one or two games and I can't do nothing else. And you're not going to offer me nothing else.
Exactly.
I'm not going to do that. People were talking about them, Microsoft putting shit over there, and doing that shit, crossplay. There are a lot of games they're not going to want because they have their restrictions. So I don't think that's going to pan out very well.
I will agree with what Don Columinati said. GameCube was a great console. Honestly, that was the last Nintendo console I actually respected, to be honest.
I mean, I had fun with my Wii and Wii U with certain games. I mean, I'm gonna tell you something. They talk about the VR letting you work out with certain games.
Yeah.
I used to play bowling in my living room, and you had to act like you were bowling. You actually had to literally pose, gun, arm, run, like you're going down the alley to throw the ball. You got to work at it. It was actually like you were at a bowling alley. I had fun with that shit. But I do know Nintendo. Okay, so that's all I'm going to say. You're not going to be no disagreements here or whatever.
Hey, people can be salty if they want to,
That's like I said at the beginning when I started this topic, I don't give a rat's ass if people get mad or not. I do know Nintendo. Ain't nobody going to tell me I don't. Okay, I've debated people on Nintendo that were Nintendo people. And but they'd always go like this. Yeah, well, I know they don't let you do that, but it's always a but. Every time somebody ends a statement with but, it's usually bullshit. That's what the but is. Bullshit.
And honestly, we're fighting game players, so we're used to people getting salty about stuff anyway. So
oh, hell yeah. You're right about that, Fist. You're right about that. Okay, so now, since you did your little spiel, I'm going to continue, and then you jump in again, like I said, anytime, okay? Now, of course, for me, you have the neutral gamers, those YouTubers and community members that have no problem talking shit about PlayStation, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But when you bring up facts about their preferred console of choice, all of a sudden they start saying shit like, oh, the console war is toxic. Keep it gaming. And that statement goes especially for you, London Broil, because we have a right to talk. We know about Nintendo. But I say if PlayStation does something wrong, I've said it.
Yeah.
I've said it. I've talked about certain games. I've talked about them releasing shit. Don't say I didn't say shit about that. If I own the console, I'm gonna talk about it, good and bad.
Yeah, we just want shit to get better,
So that's now that guy. He's one of those neutral gamers type people. That's him. Okay.
My Lord.
But I'm gonna say this. What happened to Keep It Gaming when they boosted their channel and Twitter accounts by spreading misinformation? What happened to gaming then? Okay, these neutral gamers. I'm seeing so-called gamers all of a sudden having no problem being associated with these hypocrite console war fanboys.
Mm-hmm.
All I'm saying is Keep the same energy, guys.
And keep it 100, you know? Like if you're on
you're saying it wrong. I got to teach you right. It's 100.
100.
100. There you go.
Aye.
There you go.
Aye.
But they got to keep the same energy. They can't be like go from here and not have the same energy, and then all of a sudden, oh, they're zip mouth or go in another direction.
Doing their best Where's Waldo impression.
Yeah. But come on, have the same energy, people. I mean, you're in here. You come up here and tell me. I remember seeing in my chat, but you're telling me that I don't know. I've talked about Nintendo so many times, the good and the bad. What I loved about it when I was playing it, and what I don't like about it now. Don't tell me that, man. Don't do that. No. Stop being one of those fanboys and those idiots. Anyway. Okay, now, if your thing is doing the console war, which to me there really is no console war, it's a fake war. But anyway, fine.
It's entertainment.
Yeah, but accept all the shit that comes with it. Okay, when it comes with it. When I do a video on Xbox being a trash ass platform to game on, I already know that there will be Xbox that they will tell me, yeah, I'm wrong, even though they can't tell me why I'm wrong or what I'm wrong about. They'll just tell me I'm wrong and start calling me names and trying to cut my streams with sock accounts and do all that shit. But they can't give me an answer of why I'm wrong or what I'm wrong about. Never have. Their only words are, you're wrong. You're wrong. And I ask them, what am I wrong about? You're wrong. What am I wrong about? You're wrong. That's the only answer I get. What am I wrong about? You're wrong. It goes back and forth. And then afterwards I just say, oh, fuck your ass. Take your ass somewhere else. Come on now. I mean, just about a week ago, you had Sick Humor on the PlayStation Legion podcast, and he ended making Dealer Gaming look like a complete jackass on air. Now, laughed my ass off. Okay, one of the biggest mouths. Okay, when it comes to brown nosing and dick sucking Xbox. Okay, and Sick Humor had him quiet and very confused, and I loved every damn minute of it, because he out there doing the same shit, and somebody just gave him some pure ass facts, kept it 100, and guess what? He know what to do. Didn't know what to do. I don't know if you saw that, Fist.
Nah, I haven't been keeping up with that many podcasts lately due to my busy schedule. But if you got like a link to that, I'd like to listen to it.
Yeah, you have to. I'll get it and send it to you.
But yeah,
I think you get a kick out of it.
But yeah, these people just like, to me, they just sound like the freaking Saturday morning cartoon villains that like every time they get thwarted, just we'll get you next time, Sony ponies, and like.
Well, guess what? I like ponies anyway. I like horses, so call me. Exactly. Nay, I'm a pony. Let me stop.
Buckle up, buckaroo.
That way. In fact, I have somebody waxing my saddle right now, so I can get on my little pony. Let me stop. Anyway, I'm cracking myself up. Anyway, to me, now this is my problem with the current version of YouTube, because let's all admit it right now. I think Xbox fanboys are some of the dumbest people on the planet. But last generation of Xbox fanboys were actually entertaining. Okay, come on now, you got to admit that.
Back then, they had something to brag about.
But you know what? They were actually consistent too. Okay. Yeah. But they were entertaining. Now, we went from having Xbox diehards like Blazing Phoenix, like Showstopper, like Crap Gamer and Mooch and all those guys, to the shit we have nowadays. Okay. Now, I ain't saying I'm big on these guys. I'm not. But at least they had some sort of entertainment value. they had some sort of comeback, and I just say you were wrong. They made up something at least, or they tried to, you know. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what to call it. It just really comes off as you know what these YouTube assholes look like. It really comes off like a badly planned soap opera. Okay, that it does. Badly planned. At least last time we had some people that were actually knew what soap operas were about, and we were really dramatic and doing all that crazy shit. We ain't got that now. You're not entertaining, guys. You're really not. And the worst part of it all, of these neutral gamers and fanboys pretending to care about the gaming community, is now they actually get paid. Okay, and what if you don't understand what I mean by that? They have Patreon accounts, they have T-shirts, they have super chats, and people are really stupid enough to pay these motherfuckers. Okay, so they're not, well, then they're not as stupid as you think they are, okay? Because at least they're smart enough to set up accounts and get your dumb asses to donate.
Exactly.
That's the only thing they're smart about. When
They're
it comes
playing the game, and people are falling for it. So,
but you know what the thing is? You dumbasses are paying somebody who aren't true gamers, who don't know shit. They feed false information. They start rumors about this, that, and the other. They're not even. And you know what? How could you pay these people? They don't even have. They're not. They don't even have a good, charismatic way about them. They don't have. They don't have a nice, way of talking. They're just like so condescending to y'all, and you guys don't get that. To them, you people pay them. You just a little peon. You ain't shit. Give me the money and go. They don't give a shit about you. Now, you notice I do all my shit. I tell everybody how I feel. If I like you, I like you. If I don't, I don't. Okay? And I appreciate everybody, and I say it every time. I appreciate everybody who follows me, who hits the like button, who comes and watch my streams, who comes and watch my podcast. I do care. Because those are true gamers, and I want to bring them the facts.
can you
Bring them the facts? Right. 100. No, go ahead.
Yeah, I like what Jose Sanchez just said. They're good. They get people banned on Twitter. I mean, that's like the best thing that they seem to be good at.
Oh yeah. No, Jose, you're right. They do. They get people banned on Twitter. They try to strike your account so you're off YouTube for 3 months, hoping that you would disappear. They tried that with me, and guess what happened? I was back. I don't give a shit. I went to Twitter for a little while. I did other shit. I'm back. You cannot get me out of here, people. So do all you can. You can't do it. I ain't breaking no rules. I ain't breaking no laws. I'm keeping it 100 and funky every day. And if y'all don't like it, too bad. Too bad. You all need a reality check sometime, especially when it comes to gaming and YouTube. And you act like YouTube is real life. You don't know any of these people out there like that. But you act like this is real life.
They're my friends.
Yeah, not like that. And then you get some of them who want to act gangster.
Oh God.
A thug like. Or I'm gonna kill. Yeah, I'm gonna kill you. No, they're keyboard thugs. That's what they are. Keyboard. Because let me tell you something. They probably got like these Coke bottle glasses, pens in their pockets, floods on.
You don't want none of this smoke, son.
Yes. Oh, don't go in the sun. Don't go in the sun. In the basement of the attic, they either smell like mothballs or mold. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God! I couldn't really talk to a person in real life if their life depended on it.
Fuck no.
And that's what I feel. But anyway, man, where was I going? Give me 1 second because I forgot my goddamn train of thought. I went on a rampage again.
Yes.
Oh no, and I just had to look at chat for a second too. I got my train of thought back. But Jose said, "Do you remember back when I don't know if you know this, Fist, but the some Xbox turned around and said the console war is like the Iraq war."
What?
Yes, that's how stupid these motherfuckers are. I forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me. I forgot about that shit.
This must have been before I joined Twitter.
I forgot all about it. It's a while, but man, I gotta get something to drink because I'm laughing so hard and talking so damn much. Oh,
War has changed.
so the real question is, who is the cause of all these neutral gamers prospering enough in this community to actually gain a following? Who? I'm just putting that question out there. Who's responsible for this shit? Y'all dumbasses. I'm gonna answer it. Y'all dumbasses. Anyway, I'm all for that. Anyway, I also noticed these neutral gamers have. Oh, you're gonna like this one, Fist. What I'm gonna say.
I'm ready.
You ready?
Ready.
They have
I'm buttering my bacon.
Okay. I think you're supposed to butter the turkey and then put the bacon on. Anyway, you got it backwards. Never mind. I'll have to teach you that another time. Anyway.
All right.
Yeah, these neutral gamers who all claim they have the inside sauce that we don't know about.
The insider.
Yeah. They have all the sources. They know people. But they allegedly know all the secrets. You see them put out these Xbox Scarlet and PS5 videos or talk about games in development. And I said it 2 weeks ago. Any gaming news that surfaces on YouTube comes from gaming websites that you could Google yourself, people. You can Google it your damn self. And if it ain't on Google, it ain't real. All right? The only thing that makes it better than just gaming news is the personalities behind it, okay? Or how deep the personality gets when it comes to the topic. I'll say that to say because what I mean is if you get information, usually from Googling it or a gaming website or something, okay, what happens is an individual can do that. Some people don't have time. But it's the person who delivers that message to you, their personality, their drive, their love for gaming that you could feel when you listen to them. You could feel the passion of gaming in them when they deliver it to you. That's what I mean. Okay. And one I could say, I ain't gonna lie. I do that shit. All right. So me for one. But besides me, because I'm doing the show, so and I'm here with Fist. So besides us, okay. I'm gonna use King Thrash as an example, okay. And I know
Perfect
Thrash
example.
Yeah, and I know he wouldn't mind. I don't personally think the gaming topics he covers is unique in the gaming community. Like I said, you can Google it anywhere. He's even said that, okay? Because we all know the gaming topics, he's referring to. Okay, we know that. But it's how he chooses to go about it. It's how he breaks down the topic. It's how he follows up on the topics and does analysis videos. And he brings up all these good points about the topic that we didn't even think to ask.
Yeah.
Think that for a minute. He does. That's what makes him ahead of the curve on YouTube. It does.
And he does it in a way that is actually like entertaining.
Yeah. And why I'm not seeing the same kind of effort from neutral gamers. I had to say that. I'm sorry. I had to go there. Why ain't seeing this from neutral gamers? Okay. We're having fun here tonight, but we're bringing you facts and information. And we'll keep it 100. Okay.
We know they don't care about we know these neutral gamers don't care about the truth,
No, they just want to sit in the corner, hit the keyboard, and play with themselves or something. Anyway, sorry, you know me, Chris. I gotta do it. Come on, let's just if I didn't do it. Okay. Before I end, one thing that really bugs me, besides the console side of things, are the PC gamers. If you don't give a shit about consoles, okay, then why is there always some PC channel or PC Twitter account out there keeping up with so-called peasants, as you call us, console peasants? Why are you keeping up with us? If you don't get,
Exactly. Maybe they just mad because they didn't get invited to the cookout.
I don't know. Listen, I just went on a winded rant. You know me, sometimes I do that, but Fist kind of helped me there because he jumped in, so I could slow my roll a little bit, and I drive you guys crazy. But Fist, is there anything else you want to add to this before we go on to our next topic?
Shit, I could go on forever, but it is getting a little late, so. Yep.
Yeah, I'm here, and I was reading something.
All right.
I'll look at the chat later and find out what happened. I can't do it right this minute. Okay. I'll check that out when I'm done. All right. But thank you. All right. So now, my last topic, unless you got something, Fist. All right. Capcom has recently said that they want to bring back older franchises in their library. Yeah. I'm personally tired of remasters, but some games are worth remaking. There's a difference between a remaster and a remake.
Yeah.
We may have to do another podcast and tell some of these people, but that's beside the point.
Yeah, it's all the same thing. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. And when it comes to Capcom, there are a ton of games I would personally want to, be brought back. Okay, I'm just gonna name a couple. Okay, and then I'm gonna, open it up to Fist, and because I know he can rant too, but that's okay because he does good rant, so I don't mind that. But anyway, let's see, what are some of the games? Saturday Night Slam Masters. I like that one. Onimusha. Okay, guys. Ghosts and Goblins. And it's Halloween's coming up, so I like to see some Ghosts and Goblins. There are some fighting games I'd like to see come back too, like Darkstalkers. At this point, I don't want to see Capcom put out another Street Fighter game. All right? I don't. Or another Marvel versus Capcom. I think it's time they moved on for a little while. I ain't saying they can't go back. Move on. Just keep it moving. And bring their focus back to franchises that didn't have the right marketing that you can do right now. So that's all I got to say. I know, Fish, you may have something to say about that and talk about some games you may want them to remake or do. What are your thoughts?
So I feel like Capcom right now, outside of Street Fighter V, outside of Street Fighter V and Marvel, they're doing like a good job of trying to like regain the reputation that they had prior to last gen. But let's see.
Well, while you're thinking, I'm gonna say this: bring back the games I asked for, and then you get a little more respect.
Exactly. Like games I want to see come back are Onimusha's 2 and 3. Those are my favorite in the series.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely want a remake, either a remake or a remaster of Shadow of Rome. Like that game was severely underrated. And yeah, it's better than Rise, so suck it.
Well, you got to realize once again, it could have been the marketing for it that didn't help it out.
Yeah.
Wrong time, whatever. But what other games would you like to see?
I definitely want to see like a. Oh, sorry.
I heard you say something. You made a remark when I said Ghosts and Goblins.
That's a game I keep forgetting. Like, was even a Capcom game. Like,
so yeah. That's what that was about. Okay.
Yeah. But
Okay.
another game I want to see make a comeback though. Rival Schools. I definitely want a new Rival Schools. Fuck, what was that other game? But yeah, definitely like Shadow of Rome. Honestly, like that game.
Did you
In
say
my
already?
yeah, I just wanted to go back to it. I just
All
wanted
right,
to go back to it. Like that game was so amazing. But...
I'm just messing with you. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go
No,
ahead.
this is actually a time loop. See, we're just gonna repeat the last 20 minutes over and over again.
Oh, like when you asked X about the question, uh, where was I wrong? No, prove me I'm wrong. Give me an example. You're just wrong. You're just wrong. You're just wrong. You're just wrong. Yeah, we're gonna loop that.
Yep.
I need to. You know what? You just gave me an idea. I'm gonna tell you later. You just gave me an idea.
All right.
Surprise the audience one day. But go ahead. Go ahead.
Let's see. Definitely need a Resident Evil 3 remake.
Yeah, Resident Evil. Yeah, yeah. I like Resident Evil games. Yep, I agree with you on that one.
So far, that's like all I can think of off the top of my head right now. I miss Puzzle Fighter. I actually used to like Puzzle Fighter when I was a kid. But yeah, that's. I mean, for me, that pretty much like covers everything I'd want to see from like.
Yeah, you
New
probably
game.
think of a little more if I didn't put you on the spot, though. If you actually went back to think about it and had some time, you probably could have thought of some more games.
Yeah, I probably would.
Yeah, yeah, because you know, but sometimes we do this at spur of the moment, and I just brought up. That's why I had a hard time too. That's why I could only name those games because I mean others, but you mentioned Resident Evil 3, and I was like, oh yeah, that one too. So when you bring up a topic, sometimes you just give a couple examples and hope other people have other ones that you forgot about.
For real, for real.
All right. Well, that was my last topic. Fist, do you have anything you want to talk about that we didn't talk about related to gaming or anything on the topic we didn't talk about that you didn't say that you want to say or you want to do any shout outs? You want to do anything? Go ahead.
Shout outs to localhost and my Philly FGC crew. I'm hoping to be able to go back and play some Tekken sessions with them next week. Be sure to check them out. It's in localhost Philly. My friend Sir Astronomical, he runs Iron Fist Philly. He's trying to start up. It's basically this whole Tekken circuit for the entire tri-state area that he's been doing for a while. So yeah, shout outs to Sir Astronomical and I was also at Red Bull Conquest a month ago. But yeah, like Red Bull Conquest was fucking insane. Just like even though I didn't make my pools and ended up getting DQ'd, like it was awesome just getting matches with everyone. I actually got to play the demo of the new Under Night game that's going to be coming out next year.
Cool.
And yeah, like I'm looking forward to that. Like as soon as there's a release date, I'm pre-ordering that shit.
Yeah, see, people, ask me why don't I go like the smaller tournaments or whatever. Because I can't have that many people around my ass watching me. I just can't. I just can't. I've said that before. I can't do it. I don't want all these people around me. I don't want to be in super large crowds. I don't want to do that. That's why I don't go. That's why I don't go. I don't even try. Because I know I'd be so damn nervous. Everybody watching and hooping and hollering and doing this crazy shit. I'd be like, I have to probably turn around and say, shut the fuck up. Put a curtain down so they can't see me. Stupid shit like
You're doing
that.
side bets and shit.
Yeah. Talking and being behind your head. And I just can't do it. I just can't do it. I mean, I would love to have done that, but I'm not a person to be around super big crowds or crowds like that. I'm not.
Word.
I don't fare well with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy to do what I do on YouTube and on Twitter and Twitch and all that. I'm happy with that. You know what I'm saying? And talking to people this way. You know what I mean? I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I feel you. Like me, the reason I love going to these is it just feels like a
Busy,
family reunion.
yeah. Busy boy, what's up? Thanks for the compliment. Hold on. Somebody else asked something. Should firearms be banned? Oh no, that was somebody else. Never mind. Anyway, well, if we ain't got nothing else, we're gonna do our outros, okay? Um, and then I am going to be playing. If you're still up to it, Fifth, we are going to be playing. If you want to stream it, we can do that too. Or you just want to play us? It's up to you. You let me know. We were supposed to be playing some. What was it? Tekken, right?
I thought it was KOF.
King of Fighters. Yeah, King of Fighters. Never mind. Never mind. Oh Lord, that's right. It was KOF. All right. So, if you still want to play, or we can play. You want to stream it? You let me know. We'll stream it. Or if you don't, we'll just do it. Whatever. I know Voice was supposed to join us. He was supposed to join us here too. So I'm gonna have to cyber whoop his ass because I don't know where the hell he is. But
Yeah, I'm gonna eat dinner first, and then I'll let you know after
no, hit
that.
me up. Yeah, hit me up later. Yeah,
Sounds
whenever
good.
you do. Yeah, hit me up then. So if not, go ahead and do your outro.
All right. This is Fist of Sage. Be sure to check out my YouTube channel, even though I barely upload until the days that I upload everything. Um, yeah, I do mostly fighting game content, the occasional single player, or I'm about to check out Apex Legends again since a lot of it's changed, and I just want to see what I missed out on. But yeah, Fist of Sage on YouTube. Follow me on Twitter, Fist of Sage. If you like fighting game, well, if you like fighting games and me throwing shade and console wars and making Smash fans mad, then yeah, me.
That's him. Okay. Well, you know who this is. This is your girl TTFP, the female Mike Rose. All right. I'm going to sign out of here. But before I go, you're going to hit that like button, and you know why? Because we gave you a good podcast, and because you all know you came here because you love me. We're out of here. Later.
Love you.